up 60 units in 60 days. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Keg, back with another MLB Prize Picks video. I got 4 of them for you again here. 3 strikeout props, 1 total basis prop here. Don't love this card. It is a split day here. We got some day baseball again, and then we got some night baseball. I think there's 6 games early, 5 games late. But really don't love the board what's up there now. But we'll talk about the 4 plays and decide if you want to play them or fade them. But they're the 4 that I kind of found out that maybe have a little bit of value. But again, it's not a board that I absolutely love. But we'll still go over them. Yesterday hit both no runs first inning plays. And then we missed out. Hap couldn't hit anything yesterday. And Correa got a single, but they struggled even though Minnesota put up 4 runs on KC. But we cashed quite a few bets in there as well. And speaking of the bets, we went 3-2 yesterday. We are 10-3 over the last 3 days, up almost 9 units over there in the Patreon. 60 units over the last 2 months since I started this. So we're basically averaging a unit a day. And I started a Discord. If you want to come in there and check us out in the Discord, just chat it up a little bit. I've been posting a free bet of the day. We hit it yesterday. We hit Kirby over 5.5 strikeouts. I've got another one that I'm looking at as well. So if you want to come in and check out the Discord, I'll post another free bet of the day, see what we're all about, and see some of those winning screenshots from the members in there. It's been a lot of fun. We've been talking it up. Post some underdog stuff in there as well. Hit that. We had Jose Ramirez over 5.5 fantasy points. And we had Lindor who hit a bomb. So we hit that one as well. But again, you can get all that in there. Everything's going to be in the description below if you want to check us out. But let's just dive right into this. Before that, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Let's me know you mean to keep making this content. And again, football season is here. We got NFL preseason as well. We got just 1 game tonight. But man, it is here. College football 9 days away for week 0. I'm pumped. Let's go. All right, here we go. Prizepicks.com. We got the desktop version up here. Like I said, I got 4 plays for you. If you don't have an account, use that promo code DFSArmy and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. And like I said, 4 plays, strikeouts. We'll talk about, first, let's talk about the hitter prop first, right? Let's talk about Goldschmidt. So we're going to go Goldschmidt over 1.5 total bases here. Now he's going up against Senzatella at home. Senzatella is not a strikeout guy at all. He's 13% strikeouts on the season, and less against righties, a 12% strikeout rate. Gives up a 394 WOBA to righties, 186 ISO. And then we got Paul Goldschmidt this year against righties, 253 ISO, 391 WOBA. Him and Arenado are just crushing. Arenado is very similar, 224 ISO, 378 WOBA. But yeah, not a high strikeout guy, gives up, a lot of hard contact as well. You got to like Goldie in this spot at 1.5 bases. So that is my one player that I do like that are not strikeout. So Goldie over 1.5 total bases. Strikeout wise, there's 3 of them. And, like I said, I don't love this board for strikeouts, but we're going to talk about them because I think there's a little bit of value here. So first one, Luis Garcia. He is my nemesis when it does projections because there's like 5 Luis Garcias in MLB, and it's always fun with the names. But if we look at him a little bit and see what he's doing, he is going up against the Chicago White Sox again today. Now the line opened up at 4.5. And the juice is massive at 165 or 170 on the over for him. And he has had 5 or more strikeouts in each of his last 10 games. Now, the White Sox don't strike out a ton against right-handed pitching. They are ranked 24th at a 20% clip. So that is one thing. But again, Cleveland doesn't strike out a ton either, and he struck out 5 of them back on August 6th. KC didn't really strike out a ton a month ago before they started to sell some dudes, and they struck out 7 of those guys. Yankees, Mets don't strike out a ton. June 22nd, he struck out 5 of those. So it's not just all easy teams in here. There are some teams that don't strike out, and there's the teams that are struggling. He's taking care of them as well. So I do like the 5. I think worst case scenario here with what he's doing. If we look at it, he's gonna keep this train rolling. But if we go all the way through back to season, 16 out of 20 games, he's pitched, he's went at or above this, which is, 80% clip. So we got to take that with the juice and everything else. I think that there is still value there. The next one we're going to talk about going up against my Cubbies. We're going to go down here and we're going to talk about Spencer Watkins. And we're going to go the over on Spencer Watkins here. The line opened at 3.5. He's pitched a lot better. He struggled out the gate, massively struggled out the gate. But over his last, let's say, 8 games, he's had 4 or more strikeouts in 6 of those 8 games. The Cubs are ranked 10th in the last 30 days at a 24% clip strikeout rate. He doesn't have great stuff, but, he's got good enough stuff. We've seen guys like Justin Dunn struck out, 4 Cubs, Ashcraft, 4 Cubs. Lodolo, of course, is a high strikeout pitcher. He put up 6, but there's enough Ks in this lineup. If we go look and see at some of these guys in this lineup, for the Cubs, there's a lot of them that struggled, right? We look at Suzuki. He's 31% strikeout rate against right-handed pitching this year. Reyes, that just signed with the, that came over for the Cubs. He's new, so like a lot of these numbers are not going to be earlier in the year are going to change because he strikes out a crazy 38% against righties. Then we got Patrick Wisdom's another big high strikeout guy, 35%. Morel, 32%. McKinstry, lefty, he still strikes out a ton, 30%. So we got even Contreras is 22%, Happ 23%. There's just a lot of strikeouts to be had. And Watkins, like I said, has been pitching better. So I do like the over here. And he did strike out 5 Cubs last time he faced them back on July 13th. And this is before they had Reyes in that lineup as well. So I still think he gets there. This is one of those things where I think he gets there, pushes at the 4 mark. So we're going to like Spencer Watkins over 4. And then the last one here is I don't love it. But it makes sense, but it always makes you nervous, right? It really always makes you nervous. And it's Corbin Burns, and he's at a 7.5 mark. I'm going to go the under here, but this one does make me super nervous. But just hear me out, and I'll just kind of talk about why I kind of feel like the under. Now, the juice is on the under at -120, not heavily on the juice, but the Dodgers are ranked 28th in Major League Baseball in the last 30 days of strikeout rate at sub 20% at 19%. They're number 1 in baseball in WRC plus at 134. Yes, Burns can go out there and mow down 10 of them, and it wouldn't shock me at all, right? And that's what makes this play nervous. Over his last 5 games, he's only went over this mark in 2 of them, once against Minnesota and once against Cincinnati, who both strike out a ton. Before that, on July 22nd, he only struck out 5 Colorado bats, and then on Pittsburgh, only struck out 6 of those, which is surprising, but a lot of those young guys coming up, they've been playing, better ball. And then St. Louis only struck out 6 of those guys on the 13th. And his pitches have slowly went down, right? Like as these teams, he's pitched last 5 games. If we look at, his pitch numbers, 108, 102, 103, 98, and 96. So again, I don't think they're going to be pushing these guys a ton out there. And that's what I'm kind of looking at. If I look at the last, guys that have faced the Dodgers here, Freddie Peralta only struck out 3 of them, but of course he wasn't pitching fully. Brady Singer's just been on a roll. He did strike out 7 of them, but he's been unbelievable. Daniel Lynch 3, Sonny Gray's a good pitcher, only struck out 5. Joe Ryan 4. Yu Darvish only struck out 5 of them back on August 7th. I'll just take a shot at here, but it's definitely not my favorite play out of these. So out of the 5, if we had to rank these here, I would probably take Luis Garcia number 1, over 5 strikeouts. I'll take Goldie over 1.5 bases, then Watkins over 4 strikeouts, and then we'll sit down here with Corbin Burns, the under 7.5, because it does make me nervous. But looking at the research, if you're going to play it for me, it's the under. I wouldn't touch the over. And if the Dodgers, start teeing off on him, he's definitely not going to get there. So, again, if you want to leave that one out, those are definitely the top 3 plays that I do like. And again, if you want to check us out over in the Patreon streets or just come out and hang out in the Discord, man, it's free Discord. Anyone can join. In the Patreon members, there's a premium place where we do talk about other plays. And like I said, we are up almost 9 units over the last 3 days in the sportsbook plays and 60 units for the last 2 months that I started this. So hopefully we can keep going. Got the college football and NFL models coming as well. Those picks will start flying. and hopefully we can continue this. And when basketball gets here on October 18th, it's going to be amazing. So with that, appreciate each and every one of you. Have a fantastic Thursday, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.